Hello. So I just got a quick video on Twilight Harbor here. Um, this will be a pretty easy one. I guess I should mention there's a trick called tooth roll. To skip this level, uh, the next videos in the playlist will be tutorials by Ricky and Laura. There's multiple ways or kind of setups to hit tooth roll, so I included a few. But that's definitely not the only ways to do it, so just keep that in mind that there are kind of like different setups for different people at work. I kind of do somewhat of a mix between those two actually. So yeah, just keep that in mind and try different ways if uh if you'd like to do that trick. If you don't want to do that trick, we need to get to the end of Twilight Harbor to unlock Nasty Nork. So the video I've prepared here is just um a beginner run through, a more intermediate run through, and then a straight up like vortex trick based run through. So let's just take a look at the easy run through. I'm not gonna like make too many comments here. Like I think it's kind of just, you know, showing a route here of how to run through. So just gonna kind of go through here in this whirlwind. If you want to take it super simple, you can charge and jump into it, but it loses time. But keep in mind that you do want to only jump into the lower part of this whirlwind. If you try to do like a full hop more that like we might do in another whirlwind, it like won't catch you. So keep in mind only the lower part of the whirlwind catches you. I'm gonna do like see how I jump up into it, but just jump pretty low. That's the fastest thing you can do. If you just want to be safe, you can do a charging jump. Do here. Around here. Keep in mind you'll probably be green sparks here. Um, if things have gone as planned. So I guess just play as safe or as dangerous as you want to. um, but yeah, this is kind of the more beginner run through. You can go left, but this guy with the grenades is kind of finicky. So for the beginner route, I'm gonna just go to the right and kind of cut through things there. All the way through. Again here, you can go to the right and like really take a straight line here. But you get really close to getting shot if you don't take a super optimal line. So for the beginner route, I'm gonna just show going left and kind of letting those bolts pass by, then going right. Make this gap with a quick charge jump or charge glide. And here, this section gives a lot of beginners trouble, so keep in mind the movement that you can kind of see here to beat these cycles. You want to develop, even if it's not exactly this, you want to develop something that's consistent. If you're just trying to navigate this and wing it, uh, you're probably going to run into trouble. So I kind of let those go by, jump over, then go near side. I just flame for safety to not bonk, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. Here, you can just take near side and you won't get shot. Once again, near side, just flame through that guy. You're good. And we're out. That's going to be the beginner one. Then I have intermediate next. See how I take a gap there right at the beginning. Right at the beginning, start with a charging jump with the right angle. Kind of land there and there. Cut the corner. Same thing, except here we're not going to go around. Once again, keep in mind, like I said, you'll probably be green sparks. So do this at your own peril if you're not ready for it. But because this wall glide can be a little tricky when you're a beginner. Once you've really mastered it, it's not the worst thing in the world. But you do want to like really get out to the edge here, and then full hop, charge glide, take an angle so that you're parallel with this wall. Ride it, If you get a good one there, you don't really have to do anything on the backside. You can kind of just coast out. Right before you hit the water charge, that gives you a little bit of extra distance. And then just jump up. I'll play that all just in full motion here. Okay. Now keep in mind, let's say for some reason you did have more than one sparks and you do this and just take 2 hits, because obviously it makes it a lot easier if you have more than one sparks. So let's say you do, but let's say like you like take 2 hits because you like bonk here or like are in this area for longer than usual. Keep in mind that when you jump up, these guys are going to be further along activated, so I think you tend to want to go more right if you like spent too much time in that area. I think that avoids getting shot. Obviously I haven't really done something like this in a while, because every time I'm here in Vortex, I'm typically green sparks. So if I take more than one hit, I just die. But yeah, keep in mind if you do take more than one hit, this room can be a little funky. So throw some practice at it. I like to. Some people just run around that guy, which I think that's fine, honestly. But I like to just flame charge him, get him out of the way. Now we're gonna flame this. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Holy crap. I clicked something bad. Wait, is that? Okay, I think we're here. Sorry. So, yeah, flame the drawbridge. And then we're gonna kind of charging jump onto it, because remember, if something's steep or slow, so charging jumping onto it avoids a little bit. Get up to the very tip. See how I get to the very tip? Full hop. While holding forward, charge glide. Then as soon as this is going off the screen, we're gonna charge down. See if I can find the frame that I charge. Yep, that one. See as it's going off, I'm charging. So don't wait for it to go off, then charge. That's too late. Kind of charge as it's going off the screen. And keep in mind this queue is based on if you're on CRT. So if you're on emulator or something, you might have to press it a little earlier, but you know, figure that out on your own. Figure out a queue with this, because that's what's going to give you consistent timing here. But it is important to get up to the top of the bridge and full hop and charge glide out. So those are important, along with the timing of when to charge, because if we do that, we're going to get supercharge here. Okay. And for the intermediate route, we're just going to go right and cut it off here. You can take it up over here and actually carry supercharge all the way to the vortex. It only actually saves a couple seconds, because the supercharge ends up being pretty windy, and like it actually slows down quite a bit due to a few jumps. But I wanted to keep it relatively simple for people that are not learning vortex, they're learning any percent. So this is kind of an intermediate any percent route. But from there, it's pretty much going to be the same as before. Okay, but like I said, I will show you the advanced vortex route. The whole beginning is going to pretty much the same as intermediate. Up until after we get the supercharge. See how I kind of carried that one out longer to show. I kind of carried that wall glide out longer to show, like, if you do need the height, you can use like this backside to get a little wall bump there. But once we have the supercharge here, what we're gonna do is actually stick left of this. Make sure you take that like tight, because if you go wide here, you're gonna get shot and you're gonna lose your supercharge. So make sure to keep this tight and keep a straight line here. See, I'm sticking to the left side of the room. Then you're gonna want to kind of angle at like a 45-degree angle into this wall, like that. Yeah, and as soon as you're running off, start holding right. As soon as you're running off, start holding right all the way, and then press X with that timing as you hit this. If you do it right, you can get enough height. This actually isn't the max height that you can get. You can definitely get higher height, and actually carry the supercharge all the way into the vortex, or you can get lower ones that you can save too. But this one's kind of somewhere in the middle. Um, but you know, this is definitely more of a vortex-based strat, but it does save quite a bit of time, so I figured I would go over it. And it's actually not as terrible as it looked. There used to be a much harder strat here that actually is a little slower that we used to. Well, I say we. I was never brave enough for this one in Twilight, but it was in a few Vortex World Records where you go up here, you get supercharge here, and you go down and you ramp off right here, and you actually land up here, and then you kind of charging jump around this corner and there's place there, and you can do like a little wall glide off of this, and then make it over to the vortex. And there's also a simpler version of that strategy where you land up here and you can get a squeeze in between the smokestack and the wall. But honestly, those strats, maybe the smokestack one's a little easier than what I'm showing you, but it's not by much, and this one saves a lot more, so I figured I would just go over this one. Just know that there are other strats that exist, but this one honestly is the most I would say like if you're weighing how hard it is compared to how much time it saves, this is the best one because it's honestly not that bad, and it's the fastest thing. So just in full motion, like that. And make sure you're jumping up into the vortex. That's gonna be it for Twilight. Like I said, you're only doing that if you don't do tooth roll or rat proxy. But I figured I would go over it anyway because doing skipless is fun too. Like I like to go for skipless record on runs that like barely can't PB or whatever. And I think my current one is a 3850, so you can get a really good time without doing any skips at all. But yeah, that's about it. I only have one of these left now, I guess, because I'll also link the tutorials below, but they're also going to be in the playlist for tooth roll. But yeah, besides that, the last one is just Nasty Nork, so I'll get that done soon, and then we'll be all done. Woohoo! Anyway, hope you are having a fun time learning, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.